be doing a process video for my nephew's first birthday, and I'm going to be using Keller's Creations card connection. Happy birthday. So these pieces are actually supposed to be used on a card, but I'm going to make it work for this layout. She also has 6x6 pages, and I love those birthday candles. And then she has 4x4 fun sheets. So lots of bright, fun colors for any birthday. So this is my nephew in all of his glorious cake smashing. He had a lot of fun eating all that cake. So I'm going to be using crushed olive distress ink for this layout, and I am so amazed at how many photos I was able to get on this layout. I did use the 6x6 paper pads 2 with Allison Davis from Scrapbook Generation. So this is a book that I actually purchased from them, which is why I'm not showing the sketch that I used. It is an amazing sketchbook if you are looking to use up some of that 6x6 paper pads, which I feel like I have a ton of because they're just so cost efficient and you're able to get so many papers with it. So I am cutting out the photos here. When I need my photos to be smaller, I use the Project Life app, and in this instance I put 4 photos on a 4x6 sheet and was able to print them. So the photos are 2x3. So I'm going to line these up at the bottom of underneath the 6x6 paper pads on the left, and then on top of the 6x6 pages on the right. And I try to figure out which order they went into, and it just didn't work out. So I had to go into my Google Drive and figure that out. So what I'm going to do is add these 4 focal point photos on as well. So these are the ones that I felt like had the best expression, or he just had tons of cake on his face, and it was just good pictures of him. So I'm going to line these 6x6 photos up, or the paper up, and what I realize after I get them all down is that there was a reason that the sketch called for 2x2 photos. And if I would have paid more attention to it, I probably could have had it lined up better, but I just didn't pay attention at all. So I'm going to line up the this 6x6 for what I think is on the bottom of to line up with on the left side, and it doesn't actually work. So I'm going to show you that in just a second when I finish up with this last photo. I line up the papers and realize that they don't line up. So you see the gap at the top and the bottom. So if the photos were 2x2, it would have lined up perfectly. But I'm going to make it work with these 4x4 photos and then some other sheets to fill it in. So what I decided to do was pop up on Fun Foam 1 photo from each side. And as you can see, he had so much fun with that cake. So then I'm going to use a 4x4 fun sheet, and I'm going to cut it down to 2 inches so that it lines up there. And I was going to do it to the bottom as well, but I felt like I could, if I put my journaling down there, it didn't necessarily need to be lined up. So one of the great things that I love about Keller's Creations is these embellishments here are 2 sizes. 1 1/4 and 2 inches. So if you have those size punches, you can easily punch out anything that you need. So there's no having to cut a circle, because for the life of me, I will never be able to cut a straight circle. So I have tons of circle punches because I know that that's an important part of my scrapbooking essential tools. So I'm going to use this card piece here. It is intended to be a card, but I'm going to use it as kind of a title. It says, "Let the party begin," which he definitely had a party with that cake. And then I'm going to add some of the circle embellishments along the photos into some photo clusters. So next I'm going to try to figure out a title. So I put a couple of alpha stickers out there and some thickers, and they just didn't work. So I ended up using this other card connection that says happy birthday to you. And I used fun foam to put it on this yellow 6x6 paper pad because it just kind of got lost in the with the candles behind it without that yellow. So unfortunately my photos did not line up, and it would, that little white sheet that was poking out was driving me insane. So I tried to cut it off, and then it didn't work because then my paper wouldn't be a true 12 by 12. So I cut just the tiniest piece of paper to add to that edge on both sides. So I must have cut the photos a little short, so they're not technically, I guess, 2 by 3, or at least one of them isn't, because it made that little tiny white space at the end, but it ended up working out. So now I'm looking for some enamel dots to add, and my camera does cut off here. I think my battery died, but the only thing that you missed was the adding of the enamel dots, which I'm about to show you right here. So I have those 3 and then the 3 next to those photos. So then I'm going to journal about his experience, and we actually, when I was looking at my Google Photos, I timed the photos from the very first photo that we took to the very last photo, and it was almost 15 minutes of him eating this cake. So I know a lot of folks just try to get it over with quickly because you have folks there and you want to, it's kind of the last thing that you do, but we just let him have at it, and he enjoyed it. And actually at the end, which I don't have any pictures on here, when we took the cake away from him, he started crying. He was upset that we took his party away, but he definitely enjoyed the cake smash. So I was just journaling about how he ate that cake for almost 15 minutes. So I'm going to show you some close-ups of the layout and some of the card pieces. Feel free to check out Keller's Creations. Their website is acidfree.com, which I'll also leave below. They have a lot of fun things that you can check out over there. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, leave me a comment, and subscribe.